Okay, cool. G'day, fellas. Welcome to game number 5 in the series between AgeofKiller and Kaister. In this series, Kaister, spawning in the west of the map, plays only Portugal, and his opponent, AgeofKiller, spawns in the east of the map and plays any other civilization he wants. But as long as he doesn't reuse the same civilization more than once, he is attempting to establish that Portugal is not overpowered on water and can be defeated on water. And indeed, so far, it looks like his hypothesis is starting to have some truth to it. He's currently up 3-1 in the series against Kaister. Now, keep in mind, Breeze is just an absolute beast. Significantly greater player than Kaister. No, not really. These players are very evenly matched. Both players within the top 10 on the ladder currently. So both players definitely within the same realm of skill level. Though I would say that when it comes to the Twitch chat, that Breeze would probably have it over Kaister. What are your thoughts about that, Harrison? I know that you're a big fan of the Twitch chat.
Oh, I love a good old Twitch chat. I love a good old Twitch drama. What was the question? Was it the question about the players or specifically the matchup here?
A little bit of both. Wait, I think I should just say yes.
So, Breeze is a very strong defensive player. The amount of games we've seen Breeze basically playing the Portuguese himself, but taking land on land maps, walling up, playing very turtle strategies, dragging out the games, making opponents anger and rage, plays into the hands of Breeze brothers. But Breeze, or shall I say AgeofKiller, in this game series, taking on Portuguese water, he's actually shown us a different side of the game that he usually shows. He's having to be aggressive. He's having to make these interesting strategy calls. For example, last game, Smash Logistician into early 2 caravels and naval combat. I don't think the Portuguese player expected that. And that's that quick thinking, the strategical mind that Breeze has at his disposal, and he's been utilising very well for this game. So actually, overall, I think Breeze is a stronger player, and actually, I've been very impressed by his aggressive play this series. We know how much of a beast defensively he is. This matchup in particular, though, is a strong matchup for India, especially because we're fighting on the map with one single sea. It's not like a Baja California or a Yucatan or a Malaysia with a northern-southern sea and 2 different portions of water to fight for. One single portion. Indians get to age up with a massive fort to the second age, plop that right in the middle of the map, play from there, and you should be in a strong position moving forward.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And noting a couple of the different cards that he's got in the deck, one of them is Advanced Wonders. So that's a 50% increase to hit points. So potentially something that we're going to see come out eventually might be upgrading the Aggro Fort that will undoubtedly get placed right here, I suspect. That's probably as close as you can get it. You might even be able to be able to get it over here on this side. But yeah, undoubtedly it's going to be doing its best to try and just frustrate the Portuguese opponent. Towards the north of the map, 110 coin treasure going over towards AgeofKiller, so definitely a nice find here. There's the Aggro Fort going down, so very defensive Aggro Fort. And
I love that placement. You saw that secondary placement there. That nuclear club is looking for it. He wants to block it. He knows Aggro Fort's coming down, so the Aggro Fort's slightly off center, very smart. Behind the trees, any infantry from the Portuguese player will be quite hard pressed to actually get onto the Aggro Fort, and also above where he's placed it, that lands just out just a little bit into the water, giving that little bit extra crucial range and more map control into the water. If the Aggro Fort was placed right next to that trading post, it wouldn't actually cover that much of the water as well. So I'm liking that placement. Nuclear Clubman trying to be annoying, and Kaister has resorted to laming Breeze to try and get back into this series.
Yeah, I think that's probably his only option at this point. Portugal is quite a weak civilization. Definitely a civilization that's going to need a few buffs, especially after this series as well.
I think it's time for you to redo your civ tier list as well. Maybe like Portugal B tier, C tier possibly. Could be the first tier civ to drop back down to D tier. Who knows?
Yeah, we might have to just make a new tier for them because they do lose every single matchup, even the mirror as well.
We have A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and then the P tier specifically for the Portuguese.
Yes, we've also got the I mean, Brits are also a civilization that lose their mirror as well. It's Portugal and Brits that both lose their respective mirrors. Unfortunately, they come down too much to RNG, so they do not win the mirrors. But we do see once again Kaister going for this expansion over towards the middle island. So first villager going to be coming down, just doing a little bit of plopping and beginning to train up that dock that he's got out now. So we take a look over at AgeofKiller. We see what he's got in store for us. He's got advanced wonders, so reducing the build time by 25%, but then cancelling it. I think that's a wise choice, I suspect. That 25% reduction of wonder time, I wonder, is that immediate, Harrison, or is that something that will slowly trickle?
I honestly, I want to say it's from the next ones you build. Maybe it does affect during the construction of the current wonder, because that would make most coherent sense of if that was designed to be as a card number 2, that would help your wonder advance up. But it's not like the USA's, was it the White House building, Capitol building, an upgrade, because that again, I mean, we can talk about the US in another video, but that fundamentally changes training time cards. That's the only case of a card changing the research time of a tech in queue. For example, heavy cannons production, infantry training speed from the church always affects the next batch, not the current batch, and that was a big change there from the US.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I think that when you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense. It's not going to be it's not going to be happening, is it? It's really just going to be the aggro exclusively. There's not going to be any advanced wonder. I'm curious almost why you would include this in your deck, though. I know it reduces the build time of the wonder, but is it so significant? What do you think?
If this is a lands game, it might really help you jump to the fast industrial. And what's in the fast industrial? Spam, guard Sepoy, and guard Urumi from the home city and that infinite shipments. I'm not too sure that's a playstyle I see, but it does give options. Early Sepoys, though, picking off the nuker. And here comes Explorer. There's a wolf there as well, some exchanges. 2 train posts from Breeze already. You just see how he wants to try and contest the middle map, get the trading route, get that extra eco. He sent the exports, likely to ally with the Ottoman consulates here for the extra 4 villagers. I don't see a British consulate coming in here for Breeze. Well, I mean, I guess British consulate for Breeze, extra HP coming in to tank 3 shots from the town centre, but playing versus Portugal, you can almost guarantee that he may send CM in the face of a Sepoy or delayed British consulate timing push. I'm expecting Ottomans here. We can check over to see at some point if he does go for the Ottoman consulate when it gets built.
Yeah, I suspect it's probably going to be the Ottoman consulate as well, but beginning to focus down on this trading post at the south of the map now. Going to be sending in the 2 caravels as well. Ottoman consulate is coming in. So 2 caravels, what are your thoughts about this? I mean, it's essentially pretty much a naked 2 caravel shipment. There's no really cohesive push that's happening here. You don't have any sieging that's going to be happening on the land at the same time. There's no outpost or castle that's going to go up as well. At least at this stage, that's what we suspect. I mean, he's definitely not macroing towards a castle.
Ooh, for the benefit of the guys in YouTube and you, of course, you know how your favourite player, Mr. Donati, knows the game inside out.
Yep.
His suggestion of that card, Advanced Wonders, allows safe passage for the aggro forts to jump to the second age at a faster rate in case of a 3 caravel rush from Portugal. So he decided to send that card as a precautionary measure in case Portugal went offensive 10-10 3 caravels.
And that's why he cancelled it, because he was sending it. And then, dude, that's pretty big brain. And Don for recognizing that as well. Yeah, okay, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Nice pickup, Don, and really, really nice by AgeofKiller to do that. That is, yeah, that's impressive. The fact that he thought about it that much, and he's like, to be honest, I really don't know that much about how the matchup works. I just know that India can hit Portugal with quite a nice timing with the siege elephants. As long as it gets up at a relatively competitive time, we can see it's up at about 8 minutes that he's going to be up in queue, which is, in my opinion, a pretty competitive time. And as long as he's got siege jellies out before 10 minutes, he can really begin laying waste to the shoreline of the Portuguese player. But when it comes to like those sorts of interactions, yeah, I'm really not sure how it works. Do you know exactly what the timings are?
Sorry, I was daydreaming then. Timings of what, pardon me?
No, you're right. The timings of the caravels attacking the Agra fort. So is it really going to be making a difference?
No, not really, because you've got to remember, wonders when they're being constructed, I guess they still technically take ×4 multiply, but they heal up at the same time, so it's not realistically ×4. So you do have more time to react if under siege while an age up is advancing. So I don't think so. When you're sending that card, you're not really going for the reduced in train time of the age up wonder or the speed of that wonder being produced. It's just the extra HP you get at that point. And then once that wonder is completed, it's 5k, maximum is 7.5 without card being sent. Caravels can't touch it and back off. Even if they get it down to 2000 HP, the advanced wonders will give it the full 2.5k HP on top of that, topping that bad boy wonder back up to 4.5 as in that example. And again, you know, the Portuguese player thinking they've got it, they haven't that time.
Yeah, okay. No, that makes sense. Okay, so that can be quite a pretty big investment, and definitely a costly consequence if a Portugal player did commit to it. That makes a lot of sense. Let's tune in back
now,
with.
Here's a second thought. Here's a second thought. I don't know how you do it, but maybe send the dot card 1. But what happens? Dot card 1 fishing boat in age 1, and you get your aggro fort on one of the islands, and then you send the advanced wonders for a 7.5k HP fort. You get lucky if map spawns fit it. Yeah, so it's not.
I think you could probably fit it in here.
So guys, if anybody can get that done in a game, record it, send it to Drongo, and I'm sure his YouTube channel in a couple of days' time will be like, you never guess what will fit on this island. People don't believe it.
It's a fort, and then we'll have an arrow pointing to the fort, just in case you missed it.
Yeah.
Seapoy now moving into the base of Kaister. Going to begin targeting down these villages. We see a lot of villages that were on elk. So instead of opting for collecting wood, villagers were focusing quite heavily on food. Now we've got the Castadors moving out towards the front of the base. Going to be getting a little bit of DPS down on these Seapoy. Taking down almost all of the Seapoy. I think they're probably going to clear them out as well, but he's just decided not to macro, or micro rather.
So Breeze has gone for it's kind of a semi-FF here. Let's be honest. He's gone for a semi-FF with a kind of a main focus, a major on economy, a minor on Seapoys. He's invested into the economy. He's up to the 3rd age. I believe he's center frigates instead of train 1. But then his next shipment behind this is going to be the 2 siege elephants. So he's got the warship to carry the siege elephants to the islands, and he's incredible siege units, very high HP. Somewhat resistance to warship fire, but strong anti-building and more importantly anti-warship damage. In they go, garrison those onto the frigate, pop those elephants onto the far left island. He's going to the far right island first. I think he's want to go straight in, and yeah, you see the warship. He's going straight onto it. Actually, pop off the island to the right, get a pot shot on the frigate. Where's he going? Oh, he's going to go all in. He's going to commit all in. And actually, if Kaister wants to, he needs to really punch that elephant down in that village and try and help. But the frigate's running away, but there's nowhere for him to run. The elephants get full line of sight. Bam! That's 1 shot. Just need another 2 shots there to finish this one off, I think. 2 shots, 1 shot coming in, 2 shots coming in behind. Oh, pardon me. We'll need 1 more, but that will be it afterwards, and that frigate's down.
Oh, the Castadors! So cheeky. I didn't even expect that at all. And now another
Where's the other frigate? Where's the other? It's down. No, it's up. And the Castors. Oh, it's just going to get back in. Get in, get in, get in.
They got the siege ellie.
Oh.
That was so cheeky.
That's such a big investment. I was about to think, get back to the ship, to the shore where the elephants can heal it up very slowly. But a couple Gurkhas coming across as well. But the siege elephant's still standing. The other frigate has to back off. Not actually getting as much damage done as I thought it would have done. That's Castor play or ship into the island. Really smart there from Kaister.
We start to see the military building up on land now. So a total of 15 Gurkhas. He's got the upgrade as well, the disciplined Gurkha. Keep in mind, he went up with the Tower of Victory, so he's not going to have access to the Mansabdar, which means that his units aren't going to be as strong, typically, as what you'd have in the Fortress Age.
I mean, I was waiting for the next point then, but true. But obviously, the Tower of Victory, 800 wood in terms of wood crates as well. Really nice to spend onto your warship production to get your momentum onto the water. Both players just training lots of frigates here. Shame the elephants have gone down, and actually Breeze needs to pull back. He cannot afford to lose a frigate here. He needs to get back to the dock, heat it up underneath the Agra. Another dock fire. He's abandoned the Gurkhas. Oh no, the Gurkhas are going to get mown down by the Castors here. Actually, who knows, these guys can go to hand-to-hand combat that close, but the frigate will just help behind and just... He's going to try and move in and pick up one Gurkha, but... Oh, it's from the Caravel. But if he lost the frigate, then that would have been really... where's that come from? He hasn't sent 2 Caravels, has he?
3 Caravels, my friend.
3 Caravels, my friend. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's a good decision. Doesn't have advanced warships in deck, though, I noticed that. Oh, he does.
He's also got European cannons as well, which is a card that you don't actually see included a lot.
It's a good card, but in this situation, when you're basically up and close and fighting, you definitely want warship combat. But the thing is, when you have that many warships, you really need to be getting your armor plating. It's expensive, but plus 50% HP is so strong. And if you can pull back another ship in time because of that extra tech and repair at the dock, it's paid for itself. It's really, really valuable. Gurkha's coming in though. Kaiser's on the water. Infinite coin from the whales. Risky time for Breeze to be in here with no anti-cav. Let's see what Kaiser's up to.
I wonder if he's got Mams on the way yet. Nothing on the way yet, but he is going up with the Tycoon. 34 villagers currently idle at the moment. Doesn't actually have Mamelukes in his deck anymore. He's taken them out. He's got the 2 organs in there now. And he's got the 8 cast back in there. So, once again, changing up the deck, not using that that team card. Sending Town Militia now from the home city. So, gonna be, you know, it's a GG button, I guess you could call it. So, gonna be saving that GG button to press it a little bit later. Undoubtedly, when the forces, the Gurkha, are reinforced inevitably.
So Kaiser into the 4th phase now. Notice how he's sending his first card advanced warships. He could have sent that a lot earlier. He was sitting on those shipments, but thinking, oh, let's try and squeeze one in before the age up. Right now, really feels like he could be getting those 2 heavy cannons out on the field to blow away these Gurkhas nice and early, and to give his villagers in his base a bit of brooding space to get out and start gathering. And yeah, could have also gone for the Thatcher at the same point. Coin being gathered up by the villagers in the northern town centre. Very correct decision to get that coin crate spawn as far north as possible, away from this army. Gurkhas are pretty strong, but he's now in range of the warships. Here comes another frigate being trained. Naval Combat has just come in as well. Those frigates there should have, I think it's 3,000 and 3,000 HP. Oh, 2,500 armor plating takes to 3.5. But it's the increased attack as well. It's so strong. And double frigate cardage should push the Indian player back. I know he's got lots of caravels in 1 frigate, but Breeze really needs to get some techs in behind if he wants to stabilize from Kaiser's water play now.
Yeah, a huge amount of villagers up here to the north. One of the things that we see is a lot of them are going idle as well as they're trying to gather up. It looks like Kaiser's been able to repel this attack, managing to hold on in Age 4. So definitely in quite a decent of a position, especially losing those 2 siege. Ellies really didn't do a lot of damage either. So just the fact that they were able to sort of get taken out, the first one going down on this island.
Landing, more siege elephants coming in on the landing, left islands. But double-carded frigates actually should be able to trade. You'll probably lose 1 frigate here for 1 elephant. This is the point where Kaiser, if he sent 2 heavy cannons, he could have the heavy cannons on the islands and just trading off as well, and could have also been training a monitor at this point. See how close those 2 elephants are? Long-range monitor, bonus shot onto those. Bam. That's half HP gone for those units.
They do have 750 HP though. That is a lot of HP.
It is a lot. The thing is, because where they are at the moment, Kaister needs to do something. Those siege elephants are in range. I think they're in the range of the heavy cannons as well. So you're going to try and put them into the dock. That is risky business. He does have some units in that. It's just Castors versus siege elephants. Actually, a really good investment. Oh, that's a triple shot from the Caravel. Yeah, siege elephants can't kill Castors, but they certainly can kill heavy cannons. It's quite tough. Kaiser feels like he wants to push into the island fully, but he just can't right now.
I'm just waiting for that first monitor to come out, and he's got plenty of wood right now. You see a frigate in queue at the moment. He's already got...
There might be more elephants in that boat check. The flag is there. He's garrisoned.
He's got a single siege elephant inside of it.
Don't know where he's going though.
I don't think he knows just yet either.
Oh, it's the same elephant from earlier.
He is actually training more siege elephants now though. So he's got a castle up. He's begun training those siege elephants. Expensive.
Yeah, it feels like he needs like 3 or 4 to like really solidify. It feels like just game 1, you know, the continuous production of like 4 culverins onto the island, they all get cleaned up. Let's send another 4. But behind us, Kaiser, he's got the cards, he's got the 2 heavy cannons ready to go. When he feels there's timing to send those cannons onto the island to kind of have that island on lockdown, he can. It could be the fact that the heavy cannons bait out the siege elephants, but if there's monitors on the field as well, the siege elephants shoot the heavy cannons, which is great, but then the monitors come in and clean up the siege elephants while the siege elephants are busy. And then at that point, you've got monitors on the water, you've got buildings on the coast as well, unprotected realistically. That's when Kaister actually will push this sea advantage he has got from having a strong economy, strong shipments, strong units, and strong artillery behind this.
If we do a quick stock take of their economies at the moment, we see 76 villages with the 3 trading posts. He's also got 3 town centers up, so he's got 1 down in the south, 1 on the shoreline, and then 1 of his starting centers. If we take a look over at Kaister, we see he's got 83 villages. He's got 3 town centers up at the moment, I think. Let's take a look. 4 town centers up at the moment. He's also got the 2 factories, so the first one is down and out. The second one is on the way at the moment. And a whole bunch of idle villages at the moment. Now, granted, I think most of those are going to be fishing boats. In total, he's got 20 fishing boats, so I would say the economies are quite even at this stage. When it comes to sort of balance on the way that each civ's playing.
Oh, Mahouse gets onto the heavy cannons, but they hop into the monitor, so there's heavy cannons in the monitor. There's 2 siege elephants ready to try and take down the monitor. Heavy cannons come out, they're going to unpack 5 of the siege elephants. This is when that special attack comes onto the elephants. That's the damage dealers. But the Mahouts pop onto the islands, quickly get a shot off and back into the frigate, back on the other side. You've got to move. He does.
Oh,
heavy cannons getting onto the monitor. They are out of the way. The Mahouts, they're trapped. Oh, he goes down, but the heavy cannons, they're close enough to the shore. They do survive. Both firing, and they get a fire back onto one of the ships of Breeze. There's no ships nearby. Those elephants are trapped. They are trapped. They are dead. Oh, that's big. I'd love it if the Mahouts actually kill a frigate. That'd be so funny.
That would be amazing. The Mahouts causing a hole in the side of the frigate. Sir, there's a hole. We're taking on water. What was it? The elephants.
But Kaister, he sees they're trapped. He can't just say, oh, they're trapped. I'll get them when I'm ready. He needs to go now and cut off any reinforcements from Breeze to pick them off. Last time I checked, Breeze has probably had like 5 caravels sitting around on the map doing nothing. I can't remember when the caravels were fighting. They probably were, but he needs to get some units to pick those up first. But that's an opportunity to pick off another warship. But actually, oh, it's a long-range shot there from the monitor, picking off 2 Mahouts, but the third one, the trees are gone as well, so that's a tactical place to drop some buildings if he wants to. Now here comes the frigate from India, but he knows he can't save him. He decides very wisely to back off at this moment. The Mahout get an attack on the fishing boat because whatever. But these elephants are very strong swimmers, and you actually expect in this game, like villagers, if they get blown off from a fishing boat being transported, they could swim back, but that would be advanced level strategies if villagers could swim in this game.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Now, one of the things to note is that there's actually 2 cards that have been sent from the home city that are now affecting the frigates. So we've got the 32 range on the frigate. So the European cannons has been sent in for AgeofKiller. AgeofKiller also looking like he's going to be just attracting a little bit of attention over here towards the left of the base with a couple of redcoats. Army at the front of the base, really lacking quite a lot of siege at this point. I would have loved to have seen just, you know, 2 siege elephants just start tearing through this entire base from the south up to the north. Would have made it a lot easier, I think, for AgeofKiller as well. If we take a look at what his opponent is up to, you can see all the cards that they've sent in from the home city. So still got a couple of musketeer cards in here. 1, 2, 3 musket cards in here. The advanced arsenal upgrades. I know that you get flint lock as well as paper cartridge. Do you know what percentage they actually give? Is it 10%, 15%, Harrison?
Oh, come on, Aussie Trongo. You are the Swedish player with access to advanced Arsenal every single game. You should be knowing this. I'm not gonna say. I don't think that was a semi-automatic monitor there, but it might have been a monitor shot into straight long-range shot there from the monitor. But I swear I saw 3 shells come out from 2 monitors. So I assume just regular attack into straight special attack. But that town center wiped from the earth very, very quickly. Here comes another shot there, and the aggro's down to half HP from all the upgrades stacked on his monitors, hoping that the ship's howitzers get researched soon for those monitors, and they may be behind one of the. He's getting armor plates now, so yeah, he's getting armor. It wants another game that Kaiser's getting armor plate in. A little bit later into the game that I would have liked, to be honest, but at least he's getting the upgrades. And once you have a fully upgraded armada, just look at the fishing boats. They're now getting back onto the water. He's now getting back onto the whales, and there's still lots of fish in the sea because they weren't being gathered earlier. Still lots of mills, which is fine, but once he actually gets onto the fishing, that eco is going to jump, and he can spam lots of the hussars, which are the one unit India struggles to deal with the most.
Yeah, and I think, you know, one of the issues that newer players have got, not even newer players, but, you know, even more experienced players have got when they're playing Sweden, is that if you lose torps, you won't re-torp the mines, and it's the exact same on water. So if you lose fishing boats, you won't re-fishing boat the fish. You need to be doing that, and that's exactly what we see Kaister doing. So Kaister doing a great job of it. He's sitting at the moment on 19 fishing boats at the moment, so doing his best to get out back on the water. As you mentioned, a bit of a fight unfolding right now. AgeofKiller looking like he's in a great position. 5 caravels, 5 Indian caravels. Frigate going down. Looking like it's doing its best to focus down the frigate from Kaister. But I don't think it's going to be enough. The 2 monitors, now one taking down a trading post. I think that Kaister might be pulling ahead here. What do you think, Harrison?
Well, strategically, it feels like Kaister is got the dominant position. He's got the upper hand. But because the scores are that close, it just feels like the economy here from India is really, really keeping up with Breeze. Remember, the train post, lots of villagers, the wood trickles. I don't think I'm not too sure if he got the villagers from the Ottoman consulate, if he went Ottoman into British or just opened up into British, but there's lots of potential. Again, neither player can increase CDB, which I feel at this point of the game, we have this many resources. Just get the Cree, get the Cree tech, the CDB, put them on wood, pays off very quickly. Fight in the middle, inspiration has been called, so the Mahoots trying to get in onto the units, getting a bit closer, trying to pick off units with the increase in the speed, HP, and attack. But now, just like Kaiser's backing off, I see some guard Castadors there. Good to see guard Castadors on the field. Breeze still only rocking the disciplined Gurkhas.
Significantly outnumbered though, with those guard Castadors versus the disciplined Gurkha. We see them all chasing away, and the Dragoons running in at lightning speed, saying, "You get up, my Castadors!"
What's he doing? What are you doing? Get back! What are you doing? You can't get back! Get back, Kaiser! Get back!
Oh,
he's also losing the sea. Okay, here comes the Hussars, but he's lost like 5 or 6 dudes needlessly there, and Breeze is retreating. But here comes the Zambaraks, and that there is some good unit control there from Breeze. It has to be said, and more units coming down. Can we check? Have the Portuguese sent his Dragoon combat card? Also on water, it's not looking great for Portugal. I hope he's got most of his fishing boats alive, otherwise he's lost most of them. Dragoon combat not in, he went for gunpowder infantry combat, but it's the cavalry he needs, it's the cavalry, it's the Guard Hussars. Guard Hussar Castle combo. You need the Hussars because Zambraks, you know, they're good, but they're not great. But apart from that though, you can't allow India to go mass Gurkha because they will just overpower you. They're so strong, mass Gurkha.
Yeah, keep in mind he didn't age up with the Charminar Gate to age 3, but when he went up to age 4, we'll take a look and see exactly what he did. He went up with the Charminar Gate, so going to have Mansabdar coming out as soon as possible, I would expect. We actually see... No, we don't.
Can we look back at the sea and see the state of the play at the north of the map? I think it's gone pretty poorly here for the Portuguese player. Unless there's lots of fishing boats tied up in the dock, like 20 plus. I'm more important wanting to know where the fishing's gone, and I'm not seeing many fishing boats. So a lot of boats being picked off there from Breeze, which, you know, Kaiser will still win the water. I feel he's still got enough defensive units and warships and techs, but the eco has been slowed down. The Indian player still has map control, natural resources, stronger eco, and actually soon there's a risk of the Indian player having a strong eco to, you know, just demolish Portuguese. It's really close at the moment. I can't see which way it's going. I think if Kaister can actually nail down the water and use it to his advantage, and actually, you know, bombard the army of India with the Portuguese navy, that's going to be his way to victory. But he needs to be decisive when he does it, and Breeze has put up a very strong fight in the water to contest it.
Yeah, you're 100% on the money. It's really just a matter of who's going to be able to utilize the water the best that they can, but we actually see that the Kaister is now beginning to push in towards the docks. Keep in mind that the Portuguese... sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. The Portuguese mortar ships do reduce damage to the docks of AgeofKiller, so it means they're going to take longer to go through them. But we start to see that more and more docks are getting shredded down. A bit of a push on land as well at the same time. Gurkhas now coming in. Now these are honored Gurkhas. We've got the disciplined Zambaraks as well just behind them. There are plenty of units here from Kaister as well. So Kaister up about 2k score at the moment, but it's going to be more than enough. Slowly able to push this back. We've got 1, 2, 3 frigates, or 2 frigates rather, and 1, 2 of the monitors.
I was going to say, the mortar boats again, like, no, they're called monitors, Drongo.
I know. I keep getting them mixed up. Sorry, I'm getting quite, what's the word? I'm a little bit,
fatigued.
Fatigued, yes. I'm a little bit fatigued at the moment. Big Minuteman call now coming out. Big batch. Minuteman. Take a look at AgeofKiller's perspective. See if he's got any reinforcing units. He's got just Zambaraks running in. It doesn't look like there's a lot to actually reinforce this. What is he doing with his... I guess he's got Urumi in here?
The Urumi have been basically held up on the Minutemen. So the Minutemen have been taking Urumi damage, which is very strong. Oh, big badge of pass. That's a clean up. What a good timing. I know there's Zambaraks coming, but there's enough Dragoons and Castle support. But all those Urumi were basically taking down 300 resource units of the Minutemen, but being shot down by the entire force of the Castles and Dragoons. So not the greatest fight there for Breeze, and you can look at the water. It's not looking great for the Indian player here. The Portuguese Armada has got full control, and once the water's been cleaned up, the fishing boats will come back up to play. The whales will be harvested once again, and at this point, Kaister, he's got veteran Hussars. I'd love to see guard Hussars with cavalry Karas. I'm not too sure he's got that quite yet. Again, Breeze has now got the Cree trading post. I think he's probably got the infantry, the HP for all his infantry military units. Kaister again not getting Cree assessment. What is it? Is he trying to play Portuguese hard mode? It's there for the taking. Use it while you can. Cheaper buildings, extra HP for really cheap, and extra eco. It's so good.
Looks like all the docks are going to be slowly taken down here. Do we have any frigates that remain for Kaister? No frigates that remain for him. It's just going to be these...
He's got one. He's got one at the dock repairing.
Oh, right. True. Gosh, look how low it is. Less than 10% HP. But now, moving out across the map, we see a 6k score lead beginning to open up for Kaister. So, AgeofKiller definitely going to be in a difficult spot right here. We look back at AgeofKiller. It's impressive to me. You know what sort of blows my mind is the fact that AgeofKiller has played it really well. His economy has been absolutely superb. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Okay. All right. Never mind. We got a lot of canoes right here. But what I was going to say is
this is a smart change.
He's managed to scale relatively well, but still he's getting outscaled by the Portuguese player. Finally, we've got this trading post coming down right now for Kaister. I suspect it could probably be to train canoes, but then why wouldn't he just go for this one? Please don't tell me he's going to get the upgrade. 14 Huron mantlets, potentially? Is that what he's going for?
Yeah, Huron Big Button is very strong, because they will be elite Huron mantlets as well, I believe. So it's certainly a strong power push here. Here comes the Hussars top side. Gurkhas as well running onto it. But actually, Zambaraks are trying to move with them, but lower HP units, if they get into hand combat with the Hussars will cut them down. So it's fighting in the woods, you never really want to be kiting through the woods. Just the path is very awkward. Another batch of Zambraks that go straight into the Portuguese army instead of moving back. There's a big batch of Yumi there. It's really hard to see them. They're in the shade. Your shadow settings are very strong, but it looks like Kaister needs to be aware there are Yumi in there, and they do cut down ranged cavalry very quickly. They have multipliers versus it. They need Hussars to counter the Yumi, but look at the castle mass behind. They just move on to one Yumi onto the next. And that power play of the Yumi gone down. There's 3 Falconets. We've got the British Brigade being called here from the British Consulate.
AgeofKiller trying as hard as he can just to hold on at the last moment. We see he's still fighting amongst all of the barracks, all of the stables. A batch of Zambaraks coming out, trying their best to defend against the veteran Hussars that we've got here. These aren't Guard Hussars, but I tell you what, there's enough of them here. It doesn't really matter. I think we've just got the upgrade in right now. Guard Hussar has finally come in for Kaister, and it looks like he's actually going to be able to pick up a game in this series again. He was victorious, was it the first game, maybe the second game? And he looks like he's probably going to be able to pick this one up as well. Up about 8k score now for the Portuguese player. So doing quite well and looking like he's going to secure this one.
You're hoping so. You're struggling, Jongo. You're struggling. You're keeping eyes over. Finally, take a quick walk. Get a bit of a brew inside you. Either tea, coffee, or a Red Bull. Take your pick.
Oh,
this series ain't over yet.
I know. I can smell it.
That was a 30-minute game, and I feel another 30-minute game coming along next.